Okay. So, welcome to Park the Bus. This is your weekly podcast for discussing football content, of course, with some banter included. I'm Chiranjeev, and as you can see from my background, feel free to guess which club I support. And I have with me your co-host and my dost, the quirkiest Man United fan I have ever seen in my life, Rishabh. So, पहला podcast ऋषभ कैसा लग रहा है?
Hey, let me guess which team you support. Looking at the stadium, it looks like Crystal Palace. Am I correct?
Spanish Crystal Palace, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi. Yes.
Hello.
So,
Hmm. Go
looking
ahead.
for a second stream of income. So I've started this. Let's see
Okay.
where it.
This is more of like a realization that corporate lives are not going to cut it. So here
Yes.
we are.
Yes. So, what do you want to talk about, Chiranjeev?
पता
Rajasthan
नहीं है.
Royals versus Lucknow Super Giants?
पता नहीं. But like, I mean, we have our list, but let's start off with our Remontada, the most unexpected one. So, which kept us guessing. We didn't see this coming, honestly. I also missed the match. So, tu bata. We are
So,
obviously talking about United versus Leon. So, feel
yeah.
free.
Was there some other remontada? I don't remember.
We'll
Okay.
come to that. We'll come to that.
Okay. So, for all of you, including Chiranjeev, who have not watched the match, I'll summarize it in a few lines. Right. I'll tell you what the match was about. So, it was about me vowing to never watch football again, to watching the full match highlights a million times again. And it was about winning, then losing, and then winning again. It was also about the spirit of Manchester United. अभी थोड़ा वो मैनचेस्टर पगलू हो गया. So it was about spirit of Manchester
I'll, I'll,
United
I'll tell you when it gets cringe.
that we have seen over so many years,
Yes.
like that night in Paris or the UCL final at Camp Nou in '99. It was about having a tifo before the match that said we are never gonna stop, and actually not stopping before the final whistle. It was about showing that 6 minutes at Old Trafford, and this one you like it. It was about showing that 6 minutes at Old Trafford is longer than 90 minutes at Bernabeu. It was
No,
about
no
Harry
pun
Maguire.
intended. No pun intended.
Yeah, it was about Harry Maguire being the best plan B to have ever been formulated in football. It was about Manchester United being an experiment on how quickly a football team can age people. It was about the little boy in the stands who chose to support United and have 7 chronic health conditions, including high blood pressure and mental health issues, all at the age of 7. It was about showing to the rest of the world that when United plays, God prays for miracles. It was about being the only unbeaten team in Europe this season, by the way. It was also about a 5 time UCL winning Casemiro falling to the ground like a seal after reaching the Europa League semi-finals, knowing that he will never have this feeling again. And most of all, it was about not understanding how some people don't like watching football. I mean, it's truly incredible what football can do.
Yeah, I mean, पहला half तो like up down ऐसा पूरा up down हुआ मैच में है ना.
It's मतलब up down is an understatement. अब मतलब तू देख a team winning comfortably by 2 goals, then losing again by 2 goals, and then scoring 3 goals in the last 6 minutes. It's incredible. I don't think I have ever seen a match like this.
I mean, they like. I know this is getting too ahead of like the conversation, but अभी क्या होता है? Football is all about tactics. जो भी है
Hmm.
total football, Pep's football जो भी है, but it involves like कि तू possession मत दे उनको. You experiment with the ball and then eventually score. But we are lacking that वो जो हो रहा है अपना कि we are not getting that excitement. Mechanical हो गया ना football थोड़ा.
Right, yeah.
So like at the end of the day, sometimes I think it's a choice between अगर you want to see like by good football, what's your perspective of good football? You keep the possession for 90 minutes and you don't end up scoring any goal, or you have like 13 goals in over two legs.
Like we used to say under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, no tactics, only vibes. So that's the best kind of football, I guess.
No, but ये बता कि like कैसा like overall tactically या फिर overall कैसा क्या match
See,
for people
tactically,
who haven't seen or something.
I would say till 70 minutes when we controlled the game, you could see what Amorim is trying to implement at United. Right now, he does not have the personnel because he has inherited
No,
Eric
it's
Ten Hag's team.
quite evident now. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he does not have the personnel right now to pull that off completely. But uh, the first 70 minutes showed us what he's trying to do. Like he's creating spaces in the flanks, and then Garnacho and Bruno is running with passes in behind them. So we could see a template, and hopefully in the summer window with the right recruitment and the right kind of people coming in, we could I would not say we could be on to something, because for the past 11 years we were always on to something at the beginning of the season and it spiraled.
Never ending, never
Yeah,
ending
exactly.
rebuild.
So I would not say we could be on to something, but yeah, the reason why we bought Amorim, by I mean the reason why we bought Amorim, by looking at what he was doing at Sporting, we could see similar kind of football at United. I'm not saying whether we'll win games through that or not. I don't know yet. It is yet to we are yet to see that whether we'll win games with his tactics or not. But there, I could see that he is trying to implement what he did at Sporting, and there is a very big difference between what Amorim is trying to do and what Ten Hag did not do at United. So Ten Hag was bought because of the football he implemented at Ajax, right? But he came to United and changed his philosophy. And when asked why is United not, and when he was 2 years into his coaching role or coach,
I mean, to be honest, he changed it because like he saw that these crop of players, but वो कर नहीं पाए the football
नहीं,
that he played.
that's one thing.
Majorly, yes.
नहीं, वो एक चीज है, लेकिन even after staying on for 2 years, you have four transfer windows, right? If you include the winter transfer window, चलो winter transfer
Yeah,
window में पता नहीं
understandable.
है, तो two major transfer windows he had. So he had two major transfer windows to implement his team, right? So at least you could have seen 80% of what he did at Ajax, right? The way we used to play football, the way he used to play football at Ajax, we could have seen that at United. At least 80%, if not 80%, 70%. It was completely different. I mean, he was defending with a low block, and then the forwards were pressing high. So there was a huge gap in the midfield. So he was, stuck in between the two philosophies. He did not commit to a philosophy. And when asked that why United are not playing like how he used to make Ajax play, Ten Hag said that because United is United and Ajax was Ajax. So, but I understand what he was trying to say. But the thing is, he was bought to United to make United play like Ajax, right? But if you differ from your philosophy altogether and then not win games, so that becomes difficult, you know.
But striking front पे like center forward front पे क्या है like? Do you see improvement in Hoyland and Xerxes?
I mean, look, it's. I would say it is very early because see, Xerxes is not an out and out number 9. So I feel that if you play him as a number 10, he's more suited to that as a second striker or number 10, whatever you want to call it. Uh, Especially against teams who have low blocks, because he is very good at dribbling. So I would say, and he's also a confidence player like Marcus Rashford. If he is confident, he plays very well. If he's not confident, then he might be the worst player on the pitch. So that's about Xerxes. But right now he's doing okay for his he's out for the rest of the season. He got injured. He pulled his hamstring. He's out for the rest of the season. But till now, what we saw of Xerxes in his first full season, he has scored, I think, scored and assisted 10 goals, or he has scored 10 goals, something like that. So I think it's a decent return. considering how the rest of the team is doing. So I would not say much about Zirkzee because it's just his first season. But Hoyland, I think he really needs to step up in the department of scoring goals because yeah,
Which is
because
basically what he was bought for.
yeah, right. But apart from scoring goals, the hold up play and stuff, he's doing quite well. But the problem is why he's coming under the scanner. See, I would like take you back to the World Cup which France won, right? Under Deschamps, the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 2018, no?
2018, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was raining on the finals. That I think against Croatia it was.
Croatia.
Yeah. So that World Cup, if you see Oliver Giroud, he did not score a single goal, right? But he was still touted as one of the main reasons why France won the World Cup. Why? Because his hold-up play was good, and then the other reason was France did not struggle for goals. Mbappe was scoring goals for them. But if France would have struggled for goals, then the Giroud would have come under the scanner that भाई ये कैसा striker है गोली
हाँ,
नहीं
मतलब
मार.
supporting cast बहुत तगड़ा था.
Exactly.
हाँ.
So the same thing is happening at United now. In United, if Bruno does not score out of among the forwards, because अपना तो हैरी मैगवायर काफी है, उसको स्ट्राइकर बना के खिलाओ वो 5 गोल मार देगा तुमको. But the thing is, in the front four, if you include, or I would say front three, whatever you want to call it, if Bruno does not score, then I don't see where the goals are coming from. Because Garnacho, he misses goals which 8 times out of 10 should be scored. He will miss those goals. His
Finishing is not good. Garnacho.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
it's okay. He's very young, but he needs to be more clinical in front of goal. And then Hoyland. Now, many people will say he does not get the service. I get that to a certain extent, but still he has to do more. I mean, his hold-up play is good, but with a team struggling to find goals, I think the strikers have to step up.
Yeah, I mean overall जो balance होना चाहिए. I mean you're compensating for scoring goals तो wingers have to be lethal. जो मतलब essentially तूने देखा होगा BBC जो Bale, Benzema, Ronaldo. तो
Right.
Benzema used to do the same thing kind of for a lot of years.
Yeah.
है ना तो like he's letting go of that scoring ताकि Ronaldo score कर पाए. To some extent Bale also.
Right. I feel Garnacho, he's doing a supporting job quite well. Actually, many people are in this team. But except for Bruno, nobody wants to take up that main role. You know, like Garnacho आजकल wing में जो डिफेंडर है उसको बीट करके कट बैक करता है. That is very good. He cuts back his crosses. He cuts back into the box. That is good. But then he has to do more. Because उसके बाद जब कट बैक इन जब बॉक्स में कट बैक करके शॉट लेता है इट इज लाइक इट ट्रेवल्स माइल्स एंड माइल्स. कभी कभी मुझे लगता है स्टेडियम के बाहर चल जाएगा. तो in Calcutta people say that's a 6 in football. Yeah. When somebody topples the ball over the crossbar and says chakka mara hai.
No, but does he have to do more?
I mean, of course he has to do more.
Right now he has to because supporting cast like I said, nee.
Yeah, exactly. But if we say that's what I'm coming to. If we can buy a proven striker in the summer transfer market, then I think that guy will, if he is now scoring about 30 goals, say we bring in a 30 goal a season striker in this team, I think he will make the other guys look better. So now why say Hoyland or Garnacho, why they are coming under scrutiny is because goals are not coming from, you know, them, and the overall team is scoring very less. So that is why, you know, हमें frustration तो कहीं निकालना है ना. And goals you expect from your premier strikers and wingers. So if they are not scoring, then you know that is why they are coming under the scanner.
मुझे ऐसा feel होता है like I think United need not surplus, they need additions in both all the three departments. Like attack में चाहिए definitely, midfield में तो high.
See, I'll tell you the positions. Like I'll not tell you the good to have positions, like good to have players that we need. I'll tell you the positions that we desperately need a signing. We desperately need a striker, right? We desperately need a midfielder. Midfielder as in the Amorim plays with 2 number 10s, right? So one side we have Bruno. He is quite good. We definitely need another number 10. and we need a kind of number 10 who suits Amorim's system. So, like he had Quenda in Sporting. So we need a number 10 like that. But Quenda has signed for Chelsea.
So what do you think about Weirds?
About?
Weirds, Florian Wirtz, Leverkusen wala.
I mean, see, I have reservations about players coming in from Germany. I'm not saying they will not be able to play
पता है
well,
मुझे क्यों मुझे
but
पता है क्यों
ha, but it's a very big change.
yeah.
Moving into, and plus we are at a stage we cannot afford more.
Also, you're at the risk of losing him to Chelsea in case you
Yeah,
bring someone
exactly.
to from Germany.
भाई चेल्सी का तो पता नहीं भाई, सबको साइन कर देते हैं भाई मेरे को.
Chelsea की ट्रेनिंग ग्राउंड में जगह ही नहीं है. I don't know what they're doing.
हाँ, कुछ कुछ साल पहले तो वो आया था ना कि एक रिपोर्ट आया था. आई मीन बिफोर दे सोल्ड मेनी प्लेयर्स दिस ट्रांसफर विंडो,
Yeah.
लाइक लास्ट सीजन के बीच में ऐसा कुछ रिपोर्ट आया था कि सम प्लेयर्स दे आर चेंजिंग आउटसाइड द ड्रेसिंग रूम का डोर बिकॉज देयर इज नो
वो
स्पेस इन.
प्योर वो बैंटर है. वो तो बैंटर है.
अरे नहीं यार, वो एथलेटिक पे शायद मैंने आर्टिकल पढ़ा था.
ऐसा थोड़ी क्या स्विमिंग पूल थोड़ी है बस.
अरे हाँ, सीरियसली ऐसा ही कुछ था. आई मीन पूरा वो रेलवे स्टेशन का वेटिंग रूम होता है ना, वैसा बन.
Chelsea
Right.
fans, please
See,
do not offend it.
I'll tell you something. It is my theory. I don't know.
हाँ.
Having American owners is the worst kind of owners you can have. You see Chelsea under Roman.
हाँ.
He was means he was so involved with the team, right?
He
Chelsea.
loved it. उसको पसंद था Chelsea. Genuinely पसंद था.
Yeah, it was so good to watch Chelsea. It was not good for me, but I'm saying as a neutral, it was very good to watch them because they were doing something or the other every season, right? But now, if you see, you don't know where they are going because they sign anybody they can. So Quenda, right? I told you about Quenda, which they signed from Sporting.
हाँ.
So do you know he's not coming next summer? They have signed him for 2016.
2026.
2026. So they have already signed him and he will stay at Sporting for another year.
तो it is like वो ना तेरा Nkunku वैसा डील है क्या?
Yeah, you could say, yeah. But it's so strange. I mean, how can you plan for one summer ahead? I mean, see, he's still a 19-year-old kid, right? A 19 or 18-year-old.
Yeah.
You can get a better deal at that point of time, or you could have you can get a better player for that position, whatever position they signed him for, after 1 year. Why are you signing players for 2026 now? I mean, I don't understand the business model.
I mean, either he is that level of promising कि they can't compromise या फिर like they can afford to stay. ऐसा I mean मुझे तो लगता है नहीं हो पाएगा. You can't afford to stay. अभी चाहिए उनको.
I don't know, man. अभी तो I don't think चाहिए क्योंकि they have so many players, they have to sell first.
हाँ वो तो है.
Make room. And yeah, मतलब.
True. Okay. But no, I think Amorim को 2 साल तो minimum देना चाहिए. Like 2 साल I mean like you have finished this season and then 2 years. He seems promising.
See,
कि
I will.
principles पे deviate नहीं कर रहा है.
Right. So I will tell you something. If he shows that he can play a system, because Eric Ten Hag के अंदर तो मुझे कोई system ही नहीं देखा. So if he can play a system, he can give a proper identity to Manchester United. So, for example, if say suppose you are a Barca fan, so I'll tell you, if Barca have a match tomorrow, you know how Barca are gonna play, right? You know what is going to.
For sure. I know. I mean, you can also predict the lineup in अभी के लिए.
चलो ठीक है, लाइनअप का तू छोड़ दे, बट यू नो द सिस्टम, राइट? इवन इफ लाइनअप चेंजेस, यू नो व्हाट पोजीशन, कौन से पोजीशन में उस प्लेयर का क्या रोल है. यू नो दैट, राइट? अंडर एरिक टेन हैग वी डिड नॉट नो दैट. आई मीन एक एनालिसिस देखा था मैंने जेमी कैरेगर का शायद एक मैच के बाद, व्हेन एरिक टेन हैग वाज द मैनेजर. सो माइनू, राइट, इन द फर्स्ट मिनट, द गेम स्टार्ट होने के 1 मिनट बाद देयर वाज, सो ऐसा हुआ कि मतलब माइनू was stuck in the midfield. He did not know whether to press forward or fall back defensively. दैट वाज द फर्स्ट मिनट ऑफ द गेम. तो तू सोच क्या इंस्ट्रक्शंस मिल रहे होंगे प्लेयर्स को ड्रेसिंग रूम में. इफ इट हैपेंस विद इन द फ्लो ऑफ द गेम, जैसे 60 मिनट्स हो गए, द कुछ गेम का फ्लो वैसा है कि ही वाज कंफ्यूज्ड वेदर टू प्रेस हाई और फॉल बैक डिफेंसिवली, दैट आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड. इन द वेरी फर्स्ट मिनट ऑफ द गेम ही इज कंफ्यूज्ड. He does not know whether to press forward or fall back defensively.
दैट्स
So
प्रॉब्ली बिकॉज दैट्स प्रॉब्ली बिकॉज उसको अंडरस्टैंडिंग ही नहीं था उस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे कि व्हाट्स द हाउ कैन आई ब्रिंग आउट द बेस्ट प्लेयर्स में.
हाँ, तो वही कुछ भी, तो
हम्म.
वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि इफ वी एटलीस्ट सी एन आइडेंटिटी अंडर Amorim, right, I am happy to even give him 3 years or 4 years, because see, we have already suffered for 11 years. What's another 3 years, right?
हम्म.
So if after giving him 3 years we can win the Premier League, then that is all worth it, I guess. So
Yeah, I mean, हाँ, at this point like anyone not even liking United would also want them to win. कि मतलब कितना साल हो गया अभी, 13 साल, 12 साल,
12
2013 में था. हाँ.
I've lost count. Last we won when Alex Ferguson was young.
हाँ यार, like it's weird, एक बार भी नहीं, like I can't. But what you said ना कि about कि ये जो कोबी मैनू वाला, तो हाँ, yesterday's match, let's talk about that बारसा वाला. तो I
Hmm.
thought कि देख, मेरे को अभी ऐसा है कि I have understood थोड़ा बहुत. To my understanding मुझे like 60% of flicks game समझ में आ जाता है is what I feel. But like I don't understand it. He makes it seem so like superfluous. मतलब I don't, first of all Spanish नहीं आती उसको. But in today's day and age, it's fine. तेरे को नहीं आता है, there are translators in place, it's fine. But like you see him and it feels like he's clueless. वो he's like, how are you even communicating? But उसने एक तो motive दे दिया है players को, and the second thing is जो system बनाया है उसने. तो main क्या था? Like even people who have zero ball knowledge had this thing about Barca कि Busquets नहीं है. So you're
Right.
basically you're fucked. You have nowhere to go. But now you see कि Busquets नहीं है, okay, no problem. I think the best part about Flick, even if we don't win anything, I mean, खराब तो लगेगा if we don't win anything at this point. There are a lot of narratives. But best part मुझे लगा कि he didn't have anything basically. उसके पास academy players थे and he had players who did not work out in the last season. Rafinha did not work out that well. Lamine Yamal was just starting with Xavi. और तेरा who else was there? Ferdinand was starting. बर्नाल तो था ही नहीं सीन पे.
No.
ठीक है. तो he had bare minimum and उसके बेसिस पे he had this understanding. मतलब ये होता है ना कि मैथ्स का टीचर like you understand the core concepts. You don't get prep time but you ace the exam. तो वैसा है. I mean prep time मिला in this case but injuries तो like you don't even have to talk about it. Like Frankie नहीं था, Gavi नहीं था. गावी
Oh,
इतना देर तक, हाँ गावी
by
गावी
the way, he completed 250 games
हाँ
finally
कल
for Barca.
यस्टरडे तो मेरा मतलब वो रवि शास्त्री वाला कोट. तो अभी पहला पॉडकास्ट है तो उतना उतना लेवल पे नहीं जाएंगे. बट तुझे
Which
तो
one?
पता है वो वाला
Oh,
कि
okay, okay. हाँ, हाँ, कुछ मुंह पे आ
आ
गया.
गया था. तो तो लाइक आई एम लाइक कि सेल्टा के साथ पता नहीं व्हाट हैपेंस ऑल द टाइम. लाइक प्लेयर्स उनका ही मतलब देयर इज दिस वन टीम यू फेस हु इज
Borja
नॉट गुड.
Iglesias,
हाँ,
भाई.
देयर इज दिस वन टीम यू फेस, एवरी टीम फेसेस. ठीक है, यूनाइटेड का भी कोई ऐसा टीम होगा जिसके
हाँ, है
अगेंस्ट
ना,
यू लाइक
है ना, क्रिस्टल पैलेस. अरे सच में, we can never win against Crystal Palace. I don't get it how. कुछ ना कुछ करके हार ही जाते हैं भाई.
इट्स लाइक सिटी एंड टॉटनहम. तो उनका थोड़ा बहुत ऐसा चलता
Oh
है.
yeah, right,
हाँ.
right, हाँ.
तो लाइक आई मीन फरहान का जो गेम अप हुआ है एंड नॉट इवन अंडरस्टैंडिंग. हाँ, तो मैं जो बोल रहा था, नॉट इवन अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि हाउ कैन आई ब्रिंग आउट द बेस्ट. फर्स्ट यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई राइट कि बेस्ट क्या है इनमें, देन यू ब्रिंग देम आउट. बट ऑल्सो जो प्लेयर्स वर, फरहान टोरेस वॉज द वर्स्ट पॉसिबल प्लेयर कि फरहान आउट, फरहान आउट, फरहान आउट. बट उसको देख अभी लाइक ही इज ऑलमोस्ट लाइक अ सुपर सब, ऑलमोस्ट लाइक अ सुपर सब. कल आया एंड द ब्यूटीफुल गोल. मतलब इतना ऐसा नहीं लग रहा है कि बहुत हार्ड गोल है, यू कैन काइंड ऑफ स्टॉप इट बट नहीं हो पाया.
हाँ.
जो फ्लेयर था उसका, फिनिशिंग काफी सही था. देन अगेन यू I don't know what happened. वो जो हाईलाइन का जो चीज था, somehow Celta left the highline. They knew how to bypass it, जो like Madrid नहीं कर पाई 2-3 गेम्स में. And that happened. तो like I was like कि 3-1 अभी इतना डेफिसिट है. And हाँ, मेन चीज तो मैंने बोला ही नहीं. No Lamine, no Pedri. Obviously because they need rest. अभी तेरा CDR का फाइनल है. Then you have against Inter, which is another mild heart attack. तो
So what do you think about Inter?
आते हैं आते हैं. There are many interesting things going to come to that. But once you introduce Pedri into the system, he's literally like uh, कौन सा गेम था वो? I think कोई तो गेम था. You can slow down the whole game.
Hmm.
You see the ball at his feet, you will feel like क्या movements है, like क्या ही है, मतलब ऐसे बॉल को लेके घूम रहा है and all of those things. But like people pass it to him. Defensive midfielder would pass it to him कि तू slow कर दे थोड़ा. Slows down the entire, dictates the game, and then you have those diagonal crosses जो है.
Hmm.
Pedri came, Lamine Yamal came, more in control. Like ऐसा होता है ना, you have the first 11 जिसमें Pedri, Lamine Yamal दोनों है.
Hmm.
Then you remove either of them, the game changes to game 1 and game 2. तो Lamine
Right.
and he both came and instantly Lamine ने चांस बनाया, रफीनिया का गोल. और पेड्री तो है ही तेरा, मतलब स्ट्रक्चर. द बेस्ट पार्ट, मैं तेरे साथ ये कल भी बात कर रहा था, बेस्ट पार्ट ये है कि यू डोंट हैव अ डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर. सो व्हाट डू? You take the people who understand the tempo really well.
Hmm.
You slow down the game, but you interchange. तो जो अपना midfield three है ना, that keeps on rotating. So sometimes Casado is the DM, sometimes Pedri is the DM, and then you have like Frankie added in, so Pedri can move forward. Anyway, Pedri moves forward, and then
Ah,
you have Balde's overlapping runs, and then you have a back three. Essentially, it's 4-3-3, but हम back
hmm.
three करके ही खेलते हैं. Then
Right.
you have Kunde doing the क्या था वो Guardiola वाला जो inverted fullback. You have that. So I think like it is kind of like a tension when you don't have them both or either one. But now I feel कि Copa del Rey में and Inter Milan में कैसे करेगा Flick? I don't know
Ah,
because it's quite like you have like 5 days between Copa del Rey 26 को है and that is on 3rd I think. So like a week.
कोपा डेल रे का फाइनल किधर है?
I still don't know that. How shame. But I hope it works. But one player I don't have trust yet is like Frankie. Sometimes he plays really like El
वो
Clasico में he
हमें
was
दे
really
वाला
good.
भाई। एरिक टेन हैग तो उसी हिल पे मर गया।
क्या?
फ्रैंकी को फ्रैंकी चाहिए, फ्रैंकी चाहिए, फ्रैंकी आया नहीं।
यार उसको आयाक्स बनाना था. उसको आयाक्स या नेदरलैंड्स यूनाइटेड बनाना था उसको.
अरे भाई बना देता यार। ट्रॉमा
I
यार।
don't know. This thing with all Dutch managers, they want to like make it Netherlands first 11.
हाँ यार।
So, yeah. What is next on our list?
नेक्स्ट ऑन आवर लिस्ट, ओह
Is it what I think it is?
यस इट इज।
Anti-Remontada. Okay. Okay. तो मैच देखो? Did you watch?
Yeah, I did watch it. I mean, I watched it just because I thought 90 minutes at Bernabeu, maybe it was really wrong, but it
That
was.
narrative. That narrative. 1
No, but
lakh people outside stadium.
see,
I'll come to that. You can be the good cop. I'll be the bad one.
no, no,
Due
no.
to obvious reasons.
See, all is good, but why we drew with Arsenal? If United can draw with a team with this, the team that United has currently, if we can draw with somebody, then I expect Real Madrid to beat that team, right? But
Subjective.
then Rice happened. Oh man, Declan Rice.
Declan
We
Rice.
were we were linked with him, I think 3 or 4 years back before Arsenal signed him. Just because he was costing 100 million, we did not sign him, and then we signed Anthony for 100 million. I mean,
अच्छा,
Glazernomics. I
एंटनी
don't
उसके बाद आया
understand.
था क्या? Like उसी टाइम पे वो एंटनी बॉट बिफोर हिम.
No, no, no. Anthony was bought after that, but still, I mean, he's too good, man. Declan Rice. But yeah,
technically he was bought in, like everyone expected वो 6 खेलेगा, but he is now
Yeah,
like a hybrid between 8 and 10. So
he's not he's a box to box
box
midfielder
to box,
basically.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very good. Yeah.
So yeah,
But he's not 6. He's not a 6 at all.
but भाई Arteta, you have to appreciate his tactical acumen. उसने मेरेनो को जो खिलाया है
Oh,
स्ट्राइकर, उफ, इट्स
Merino's goal, the third goal, वो मुझे लग ही नहीं रहा था वो गोल होगा.
हाँ बट यू नो दैट जो उसने वो किया ना टू मेक अप फॉर हिज ब्लंडर ऑफ नॉट स्ट्राइकिंग नॉट साइनिंग अ स्ट्राइकर, इट्स गुड आई मीन
He has learned from Guruji.
ही हैज लर्न बट भाई वही है ना अभी प्रीमियर लीग तो जीता नहीं 8 साल में इनफैक्ट भाई कुछ नहीं जीता यार 8 साल में ही जस्ट वन एफए कप आई गेस और and but भाई Arteta is a you know he has done PhD in shithousery. उसको प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में पूछा कि भाई 8 साल से तू कुछ जीता ही नहीं, तू तो बस एक एफए कप जीता है,
हाँ.
तो क्या बोलता है भाई 3 ट्रॉफी जीता है, 3, तो जर्नलिस्ट बोला कौन सा जीत गया, बोलता है 2 कम्युनिटी शील्ड भी तो जीता है ना.
हाँ मैंने पढ़ा था वो. पढ़ा था.
But I don't think Arsenal can win the Champions League. Maybe they can. I'll be proved wrong. But if they win the Champions League, I think that will be the surprise of the season because I don't think anybody gave Arsenal any chance in the beginning of the season to win the Champions League. Premier League maybe, but not the Champions League. So let's see.
I don't know,
We
let's see
have,
that.
we have very good teams, by the way. Inter, PSG, Barca, Arsenal.
At this point तो मेरा ऐसा था कि any team other than Inter, any team.
And you got Inter.
Barca's luck. I mean, they're really good यार. Like उनका setup, जो वो low block. I mean,
Yeah.
like tending towards joking. But it's not haram ball. That's what Atletico would want to do, but they fail miserably.
Yeah.
नहीं हो रहा है उनसे, but yeah, coming over to anti-remontada, जो
Yes.
narrative, bro, Instagram is flooded. Like ट्रेनिंग ग्राउंड में रिवेंज का माहौल है, पता नहीं कौन किसके दिमाग में.
नहीं, but I'll to the defense of Real Madrid fans, ठीक है.
Okay.
I'll say one thing.
Yeah.
Real Madrid is a different gravy in the UCL, right? This you will also agree. So when they lost 3-0 away at Emirates, I asked 2-3 Real Madrid fans that भाई 3-0 हार गया अभी तो आउट है, तो बोला नहीं, पहले बर्नेब्यू में हारेंगे, अगर वहां हार गए तो आउट है वरना आउट नहीं है. बोलता है कि वो पता है, दैट इज हाउ टू लेगेड टाइज वर्क, इफ यू लूज एट द बर्नेब्यू यू आर आउट, एवरीबॉडी नोज दैट. बोलता है नहीं नहीं, आई मेंट दैट द बर्नेब्यू का मैच बाकी है तो उसमें देखेंगे कि हारते हैं कि जीतते हैं. तो they were clinging to what they did in the past, right? Turning things around. So I mean हो जाता तो everybody.
I have a term coming in, but it's like the first podcast, तो इतना नहीं करते हैं उनको sledge, and also like we're still in contention, तो I want good vibes only.
हाँ.
But the thing is कि yeah, the narrative, like I mean, see, you know the reality. I mean, this problem I have with like the fan bases, like कि you know the reality, it's pretty evident. And I'll say two things. The reality is pretty evident कि there's a lack of structure. ठीक है. Now you want to cover it up, and they do cover it up with their exceptional personnel जो उनका है. They have
Individual.
like the individual talents. Yes, they cover it up. They have been
Yeah.
doing it the whole season, pretty much the whole season.
So Real Madrid has become Moments FC, like how we were a couple of years back.
Yes, yes. But you know, so they cover it up. That's the first thing. And the second thing is like, how far can you afford to cover it up? Like, तेरे को दिख रहा है कि नहीं हो, and you have a forward line. I mean, I'm considering Bellingham in the forward line. He is the workhorse after Valverde, but वो डिफेंस में भी आता है, वो उसमें भी अटैक में भी जाता है, वो मिडफील्ड में भी रहता है. But he is like more of doing वो जो दिहाड़ी कर रहा है ना, वो दिहाड़ी कर रहा है. He is not getting to show his flair.
Right.
And
So
you have a forward line of Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrigo, and then Bellingham. And
see about that
just one
forward
goal.
line, I'll tell you one thing. हाँ, एक चीज मेरे को बोलना है. let's take for example PSG. So PSG, they have qualified for the semi-finals of the Champions League 5 times out
Out of
of
7 times. Yeah.
the qualify. Their forward line was Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe. So it is a team game, bro. अगर
It is a team game. The bottom
yeah,
line is it is a team game. But you like clearly nahi ho raha hai. The logical thing to do is play either Mbappe or Vinicius.
right,
But the Madrid fan base has a chip on the shoulders ki like and they can't afford to Mbappe bench पे बैठेगा क्या तू बता वो bench पे कभी नहीं
नहीं
बैठेगा he is a superstar.
तो तू बता स्ट्राइकर कौन खेलेगा इफ यू आर प्लेइंग वन ऑफ विनिशियस और एम्बापे हु विल प्ले स्ट्राइकर
This would sound very redundant and this would sound like this might sound dumb but I feel maybe Rodrigo.
रॉड्रिगो कहाँ बीच में खेलता है भाई
I told you. But he tends to move towards the middle ना. But Enric है. But Enric को उतना chances नहीं मिला है. He is clinical when he scores though. But
राइट
हाँ, the original point I wanted to say is कि Bellingham as a attacking midfielder was doing a much better job. And
हाँ
but then if you do that, you're essentially benching off Vinicius or Mbappe.
हम्म,
Vinicius को तो कर नहीं सकता because of what he has done over the last 3 years. Mbappe को तो कर नहीं सकता because he's the most hyped and he's a superstar now. He's the
राइट
face of kind of football. अभी. So what do you do in that case? But Ancelotti का like they need to understand the difference between what Ancelotti can do and what like
सी सी
needs to
देखो
be done.
उनका सीजन तो इज ऑलमोस्ट ओवर राइट
Yeah.
सो आई मीन कोपा डेल रे का फाइनल है
Hmm.
इफ दे विन इट देन दे विल हैव समथिंग टू शो फॉर इट बट इस सीजन के बाद एंचेलोटी इज लीविंग एंड देयर
He
आर
should. He
रिपोर्ट्स
should.
नो नो देयर आर ऑलरेडी रिपोर्ट्स
No,
दैट
I
ही इज
mean he definitely should.
हाँ okay
It's time.
he is expected to leave and then Xavi Alonso is touted to
That is not like cemented theory. Right?
no he's touted to become the next man
Yeah.
so let's
No, but
see
I feel like कि एक अगर tactical manager आता है in my thinking in my perspective Mbappe and Vinicius cannot play together because Mbappe internally is not a striker.
I hope he benches Xavi Alonso comes he benches Vinicius gets frustrated and then Vinicius comes to Man United
Or Saudi.
win for everybody
We'll see if that happens. Though. If that happens,
that will not
it'll be
happen
crazy if that happens.
that will not happen because Papa Perez will ask for 200 million we
Yeah.
cannot afford that money bro
You can't even like उसका हाथ भी नहीं afford करेगा
we
तो.
cannot afford that man
No, but yeah, I mean they need to understand कि vibes पे नहीं चल सकता है.
yeah.
You can't do that. You it's not fair to other teams who are like making efforts. I'm not going about making signings. Signings करो ठीक है, but it's not fair to the teams that actually have a structure in place, but then you just count on the vibes and then you bully them. That's not good.
नहीं 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 फेयर फेयर और नॉन फेयर क्या है भाई जीत रहा है तो फेयर है हार रहा है तो
I mean,
हार रहा है
no,
यू
I mean
गेट
then don't have a chip on your shoulder, ना. Then
हाँ
don't have a chip on your shoulder. कि क्या है मतलब 1 लाख लोग they are carry. मैं comments में लिखा जाके किसी वीडियो
भाई
में.
they have they have a chip on their shoulder I understand why they have it because भाई you see यार they had done a 5-peat it's not easy to
That's
do it
true. That's true.
so if they have a chip on their shoulder they have something to back it up अभी
Fair
अगर
enough. Fair
अभी
enough.
अगर अभी अगर मैं बोलूं कि भाई यूनाइटेड का सेमीफाइनल देख 2 लाख लोग स्टेडियम के बाहर देन यू कैन से व्हाई डू यू हैव अ चिप ऑन योर शोल्डर तू तो कुछ जीता भी नहीं है दैट आई कंप्लीटली एग्री बट
No, no, I understand. I understand. Like fair credit where it's due. Like उन्होंने जो किया है, that is probably even I would say, in my perspective, tougher than a treble. What they have done.
हाँ
3-peat is tougher than a treble.
द चैंपियंस लीग दैट
Champions League, like that is unthinkable. जो किया है, like full credit, no problem. Even the Real Madrid teams before this, amazing what they have done. Counter-attacking football at its best. But
या
all I'm asking is just recognize, ना, at least recognize कि team में flaws है. Don't
नहीं हाँ वो तो
count
अभी
on individualistic. The thing is, don't count on individualistic talent
मिलियंस हाँ
to cover up your issues. That's all I'm asking for. But yeah, anti-remontada happened. Yeah,
But you know,
uh,
uh, matlab I may get lot of hate for this. Arsenal fans are also insufferable only. Baap re baap.
Arsenal fans or Arsenal TV?
No, Arsenal fan TV is really good, especially when Arsenal lose. No, like I'm not saying this out of any bias,
Yeah.
but I feel Arsenal fan TV, those guys, right, whoever are in charge of running that channel, even they look ahead to days when Arsenal would lose because you watch their videos. Whichever game Arsenal has lost, they have gotten more views on those videos rather than the
Hmm.
games that Arsenal have won. Because fans like me, we like doing hate watching, right? So we go to Arsenal fan TV, and the way they rant, I mean, too good.
Pure banter. Pure banter. But okay, moving on to the next. तूने जो पूछा था कि semis में क्या होगा?
Yes. What do you think about Inter?
I'm actually like quite scared,
Gazi.
to be honest. Very scared. But I mean, the usual lineup, first 11. I'm confused कि Araujo को खिलाएगा. I mean, I hope he's not injured. I forgot actually. But Araujo or Inigo Martinez and usual Kubarsi. But like the sad part is like Bonde is not there.
Hmm.
That's the thing that's worrying me. But other than that, I don't know, man. It's a very tough game to decide. Like even with all of the confidence and all of the track record over the last 2 weeks, I still don't have confidence in terms. In my opinion, it's not predictable. But I can say if you अगर तू मुझे देता है chance predict करने का, तो I would say 2-1 Barca. But let's see.
2-1 Barca over the two legs.
No, I'm just talking about first leg for now. इतना भी नहीं.
First leg will be at Nou Camp.
Up.
I mean, sorry, Nou Camp
Whatever the
at
biggest
your.
thing, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Let's see क्या होता है. But तेरे को क्या लगता है तू बता. तू तो neutral है तो you would have more perspectives.
See, I would say it will go to penalties. Okay,
Entirely possible.
it's very hard to. I
Then
mean,
in penalties, I'm even more scared.
then I would say I think it's gonna go to penalties. I don't know why. Um, and I feel it will go to penalties. One thing, let's see if my prediction is correct or not. It will go to penalties, and one of the two legs will end in a 0-0 draw. I could be wrong.
I hope it's the. I hope it's the. पहला कहाँ पे कैंप में? I mean, Spain में है ना?
Yeah,
I hope it's the second one.
I don't know because both these teams are too similar. Not similar as in the way they play, but if you compare it head on, so
Ah,
it is very tight. So
yeah.
it'll be interesting to watch. And what about the next one? Arsenal PSG.
I have a very मेरे को लग रहा है यार मेरे को सही में लग रहा है PSG will reach finals मेरे को लग रहा है.
I feel that too.
But I
I,
also see PSG winning the मुझे पता नहीं कि if PSG wins I'm going to go crazy.
Enrique
No,
bhai.
but solid team है. He has built this team like time लेके बनाया है उसे. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw like him fucking up, but then
He took hard decisions as well.
yeah,
Ugarte, who was signed 1 year back, he came in and he sold him again. I mean, he sold him to United. Good for us, but that is a very,
yeah.
that's a very big call to take. If you sign,
Promising player था, बहुत promising player है.
yeah, if you sign a certain, I think he was signed for 50 or 60 million, I guess, from Sporting.
हाँ.
So if you sign a 60 million player and then sell him the very next season just because he does not fit in your system, that's a very big call to take, actually.
It also shows the amount of trust कि board ने
It also shows that he has a clear idea of what he's doing, right?
yeah.
If you have a hint of doubt in your mind, आप नहीं बेचोगे 60 million का sign किया हुआ player. At least you'll not sell him after 1 year. So
Hmm.
he has a very good idea of what he's trying to implement.
It has
So
worked out so far.
yeah,
So, but by the way, Inter are also on their way to treble.
hey, भाई इटली का मैं मानता नहीं हूँ.
तू तू नहीं मानता ना, वो तो मानते हैं। ऐसा थोड़ी होता है, तू नहीं मानेगा तो तूने जापान देखा है? नहीं।
मैं नहीं मानता, एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता।
या बट क्या लगता है तुझे, क्या लगता है? लाइक टेल मी द ओवर बोथ लेग्स स्कोर क्या होगा?
Arsenal PSG.
हम्म,
See, I think if hmm. See, I think PSG is gonna win. ठीक है.
हम्म,
But if Declan Rice has one of those games, then Arsenal could just edge them out. I mean, maybe it will finish 3-2 over the two legs or 4-3 over the two legs. But if Declan Rice does not have a good game
हम्म.
in even one of the legs, I think then PSG will run away with it.
You know what? Is it solely dependent on Declan Rice?
See, I feel he controls the midfield. I would like before.
बट पार्टी नहीं है शायद ना,
नहीं,
पार्टी नहीं
थॉमस
है।
पार्टे है ना, क्यों नहीं है? He played against Real Madrid.
हाँ, ओके।
So I feel I would say that for Odegaard previously, but now I think Declan Rice has become the main orchestrator of that midfield.
No,
And
but I think I was listening to some podcast, but I think Saka is the team without Saka and team with Saka is entirely different.
right. So yeah,
Saka ke bina, like I mean, he's obviously the most loved.
Saka is the best left back in the left back. Sorry, left wing.
He was. He started as a left back.
Yeah. So Saka, I think, is the best, not left winger. What am I saying?
Right winger.
Saka is the best right winger in the Premier League currently. Could be, yeah.
Salah.
Currently, yeah. I don't think.
Are you discrediting Salah? He is
Uh,
having one of the best Premier League seasons so far.
See, Salah, we have seen him do it season after season, right? So, I mean, yeah.
I mean, if Arsenal pull this Champions League thing off, then obviously probably Saka would be. But then again, Liverpool is also getting the Premier League. It's quite
Yeah,
tight.
you could say that it's quite tight between Saka and Salah.
But purely as an impact on Arsenal, मुझे ऐसा लगता है, like without Saka and with Saka, completely different. Like
Exactly, yeah.
it's like they're bringing Pedri on performers and everyone.
भाई वो आर्ने स्लॉट सोच रहा होगा प्रीमियर लीग इज इजी मैन. इट्स easier than the Dutch league.
No, but
मैं
he has
आया
got to get to.
हाँ.
हाँ, बोल।
नहीं, मैं बोल रहा हूँ वो आया फर्स्ट सीजन में ही प्रीमियर लीग जीत गया. मतलब व्हाट इज दिस फस अबाउट द प्रीमियर लीग?
It's easy.
इट्स इजी, गिव मी समथिंग न्यू. आई नीड अ न्यू चैलेंज. सोच वो ये सीजन प्रीमियर लीग जीत के छोड़ दिया लिवरपूल. It's not challenge enough for me. I need a new challenge.
फीफा में गेम होता तो डेफिनेटली छोड़ देता, करियर मोड. But yeah, I mean, देख, what was I supposed to say? हाँ, I mean, Slot owes more than 60 to 70% of his credit to Klopp. This is essentially Klopp's team.
60.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
95%
Oh,
भाई.
okay, okay.
This is,
ए, तू
I don't
fully Premier League दिखता है, so that's why
भाई,
he's
I don't think Liverpool even signed a single player in the summer window. If I'm
Chiesa,
wrong.
Chiesa,
Huh?
Chiesa from Juventus.
Chiesa was not signed in the summer window, right?
No,
He
he
was
was
signed
not.
in the summer window.
No, he was not.
In the winter window, right?
Window, yes.
Winter window,
हाँ,
right?
हाँ,
Not in the summer window. Wait,
हाँ.
wait, wait. Just let me confirm that. Huh?
I think he is window, yes. Summer window पे नहीं था.
नहीं था,
That's
exactly.
why Barca was also in contention एक time.
हाँ, right. So Liverpool did not sign a single player in the summer window, and then they were top of the league. I think throughout only they were top of the league. In by
They
Christmas,
were,
तो they were running away with the trophy.
they
So
were.
that is what. So ये पूरा क्लॉप का बनाया हुआ है. And now, Ocha, let me address the elephant in the room. I forgot. So what do you think about Trent Alexander-Arnold joining Real Madrid?
Definitely effective. I mean, see, अभी जैसे वो क्या कर रहे हैं Madrid? Essentially, they are like, they will see Mbappe and Vinicius. कि you're in between the lines. You have a cross and then Mbappe runs for it. Then explosive. वो तो explosive है ही ना.
Right.
Trent can take that a step further. If I mean, I'm just assuming about current scenario. When the new manager comes in, it will be entirely different. So Trent
Right.
provides one added level of like security. He'll do that by inverting, and he'll also do his own thing. he'll not just मतलब वो attacking में भी जाएगा, खुद भी जाएगा. He will provide that crosses, pinpoint crosses as needed to Mbappe or Vinicius or whoever is in the front line. So definitely a good signing. Definitely bargain पे मिल रहा है. I mean free मिल रहा है. He is running out of contract.
On a free, but they will give him a hefty signing bonus.
No, I didn't expect them to go actually. Like अभी नया manager है.
I mean, Scousers, no, they're not loyal.
That is another podcast. Yeah. तुझे कैसा लगता है क्या होगा?
Trent. See, I feel he'll be a very good signing from an attacking perspective, but defensively, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Real Madrid. See, Real Madrid, they will usually play against teams who are weaker than them, right? हाँ, अभी बारसा, एटलेटिको वगैरह, so they are not going to play them throughout the season, right? So most of the matches they would be playing against teams which are weaker than them. So he would maybe get away with not doing his defensive duties, but against the big teams and in the big matches, I mean, defensively उसको improve करना पड़ेगा because I feel he is very bad defensively.
Yeah. Like he's actually like he's like a well-oiled Jeremy Frimpong. उसका भी वही problem है.
Yeah.
He's not at that same level. I really like our right back, Kunde. He's really good.
Hmm. He keeps running. I saw a video in which Hansi Flick was saying that he likes to run. So even in his off time, he keeps running.
Yeah, Kunde is great. Kunde has his antics off field, but he's great. Okay, so last topic of this podcast, Rishabh, please do the honors of telling us your experience about the क्या था वो ISL final? ISL final, Mohun Bagan versus Bengaluru FC.
तू पाकिस्तान चल जा. Yes. So I had gone to the stadium to watch the ISL final.
Yes.
In
How was it?
Salt Lake.
Yes.
And it was too good, man. I'll tell you, the football culture in Kolkata is too good. I mean, I had only heard of it, never experienced it firsthand. I mean, see, I've not hating on cricket or anything like that. I'm just telling you how it is. As as a fan, I've gone to watch. See, I'm not talking about India games because in India games the vibes are different while you go to watch cricket. But IPL, right? So I have gone to the Eden Gardens to watch an IPL match as well, and I've gone to Salt Lake to watch Mohun Bagan versus Bangalore FC ISL final. So in cricket, right? I mean, uh, you have fans, but at the end of the day, you don't see that passion. I'm just talking about the IPL. I'm not talking about international games. So you don't see that passion. Maybe from a few hundred fans, you would see that passion during an IPL game, but you'll not see that level of passion from anybody in the stadium. It's more of entertainment rather than watching the game for what it is. But then you switch in the same city, you switch it to watching a game in Salt Lake Stadium, watching a game of football. I cannot tell you, there are 75, 80-year-old people who are, they have opened up that Kalima's photo is there, right?
Yeah.
They have those photos opened on their mobile phones, and they are praying to that, you know, they are praying to Kalima during the match. I mean,
Damn.
it is crazy. And once a goal goes in, if Mohun Bagan scores, you will not be able to hear your heartbeat. It is so loud, and everything is allowed in the stadium. There are flares going off, there are firecrackers bursting, there are people jumping on top of each other, there are people who are taking off their shirts, and the banter. So from where I was sitting, Bangalore FC fans were just adjacent to us. The banter that was going on between the two section of fans, I mean, it is too good. And after the match, when you come out on the streets, I mean, there are people all around. I mean, I have only seen this football culture on TV when I watch European games. I did not think that in India we had this football culture, but I'm very surprised and happily surprised to see that we do have this football culture in India. So it's completely crazy. But again, if AIFF, they stop their corruption or whatever it is they are doing, I think we have a very good, we have a very good chance to
Potential.
do something in
Yeah.
football. We have very good potential. You see, teams like Kazakhstan, teams like Iran, war-torn countries like Iraq, war-torn countries like Ukraine, they compete against the top nations in Europe, and but why can't we? We have 1 billion people in India. I mean, we cannot produce 11 good footballers. I don't think that's the case. We can produce 11 good footballers, and I think Goa FC's when who is the current Indian coach? I forgot his name.
Me too.
Um, uh,
उसका कुछ सुना था मैंने
he
अभी.
was Goa FC's coach. Ha, Marquez, Manolo Marquez. So he was Goa FC's coach, and when he
Hmm.
became the yeah. So just a minute.
I think he
Yeah,
said something. ना, अभी recently कुछ बोला था.
yeah. So when he became the coach of India, he was asked like, do we have a lack of talent in the Indian setup, Indian footballing setup? He said, when I was coach of Goa, I have seen such players in the grassroots level, such players in the academy, that I feel they are better than most players in European academies as well. So he has seen that level of talent in the grassroots levels of India. So if you see, but that's the thing, we do not nurture the grassroots. So if you see, if say suppose you want to play football, so if you get into the sport, the first thing is your parents would stop you because they
पढ़ाई
will
करनी
see
है.
that पढ़ाई, because football में पैसा नहीं है. But if you go and play cricket, your parents will not stop you. Maybe they will, but there are more chances of them not stopping you because they know that cricket में पैसा है. They can see that money. But in football, they know that cricket, football में पैसा नहीं है, opportunity नहीं है, फुटबॉलर बन के क्या करेगा? It's not even a big sport in India. So that is why grassroots is suffering, because we don't invest in the grassroots. We don't invest in football. So, and the main reason for that being, the way AIFF is run. So until and unless that improves, then I don't think we are going to go anywhere. But yeah,
Fair.
football culture. If you see from a fan point of view, the football culture is really good in India. I mean, it's not.
It is. हाँ, वो तो दिखता है, वो दिखता है. But like तूने जो players का photo भेजा था, जो
Yeah,
army का photo भेजा था, I was like, damn, this is like Galatasaray.
yeah, too good. They were tifos. They were posters.
हाँ.
That Mariners Citadel after they did the ISL double. It was too good. It's very. I was happily surprised that, I mean, we do have a football culture like that in India. Quite
I
crazy.
think potential to have, but like it's very. Well, it's India, so
Yeah.
things will take its own time. But yeah, I think we have come to the end of our first podcast. Hopefully it was good. But yeah, some good discussions taking place. We have a few matches coming up. अगला match क्या है? What is the United's next match against?
Today we have it against
Oh yeah, it's
Wolves.
today, no? It's today.
Yeah.
अपना कब है? I keep forgetting stuff. 23rd April, yes, Mallorca. I think Mallorca should not be that complicated.
Against who? Who has against
Mallorca.
who?
Mallorca. What?
Which team?
Barca. 23rd.
We had a match yesterday, right?
23rd.
Oh yes, you're talking about the next match. Okay.
It's every 3 days, then 26th is
Wow.
Copa del Rey final. So yeah. All right. Good timing. Good timing. Nice first podcast. ठीक है. Well, do you have any last words before we end this?
Ah, last words is hope to record another podcast.
Yeah.
Let's
No,
see.
we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll definitely do that. All right. See you guys next weekend then. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.